Hi people, I'm back. This is kind of like, well, part two, I suppose. So, I thought I'd bring my little, um, forgot her name now. Oh, God, a great start this, isn't it? Anyway, it's not really important. I brought my cow, my little cow that I have. Her name's something, Dilly Daisy Cupcake, that's it. Yeah, she's kind of cute. If you look at her there, look at her. Look at her in all her glory. Yeah, so I'm kind of in the living room at the moment, and I've had to make an alternative setup because not only where I'm in the bedroom, but my partner's sleeping at the moment. So I thought I would do that. I've also got myself a drink of well, it looks like cola. It's actually vodka Kalul, which is like Tia Maria, I suppose you could say, like coffee liqueur. So I've made myself a little black Russian because, well, why not? I don't drink often, but when I do, it's nice to have a little wind down. And this is my, well, my second drink to be, but my first Black Russian one. I mean, none of this is really that important, but anyway, I think I'm just rambling. I probably should cut all this out, but we won't. Anyway, so back to questions of why I think I might be autistic. So, another thing we kind of touched on was like sensation of like skin and stuff, but there's other sensations too. So like certain foods. Now this one's not a major one for me. I'm usually quite good with most foods. However, there is the odd thing that I just cannot do. So my partner a few weeks ago, I say a few weeks ago, it's probably maybe a month ago now, was making banana on toast. Now, if it was just banana chopped up and then stuck on top of toast, I'd probably be okay. But she cooked the banana, and the banana like kind of went all gooey and melted onto the toast, which I suppose you're supposed to do. And the idea of it, just the taste of it, the feel of it. I mean, the taste of it was fine. It was the way it felt in my mouth. It was just weird. It made me feel physically sick. I can't explain it. It's just like I felt like, oh my god, I'm going to throw up, and I just couldn't eat it. Like no matter, even if the taste felt okay, it was the texture. It was just all off. So no, because I mean for years I never liked bananas. Hated bananas as a child, but as I grew up, I kind of wanted to do like a banana. I also that's a fruit I've always seen people eat and enjoy. Monkeys seem to enjoy them, so I thought, well, why not? What these seem like? I mean, they seem like nice fruits. So I thought I would try these things. So I kept trying them every year. I became kind of obsessed with a banana. Have to keep trying to eat it. Still didn't like it. Eventually, I grew to like the taste. Now, this is the strangest thing though, because I did like banana flavored chocolate. Um, so that was nice. Sorry, I'm just kind of going off here. But anyway, yeah, eventually I liked bananas. So I kind of can become a little bit obsessive when it comes to something that I want to like or something that I do like in a way. So I guess that's another thing as well, like becoming obsessive. Um, I think I explained on the first video about how I kept my room tidy and the DVDs and stuff. So that was kind of like a little bit OCD. But another thing that I do with routine. Now you might think, well, do you have a routine? I do and I don't. So let me explain that. So how I would explain my routine is, so this is really awkward because I'm not used to. Maybe I should drink more of the alcohol. Get myself nice and drunk, and this might be so much easier. Um, no, I'm 100% sober at the moment because the first drink that I had was about 3 hours ago, and I've just been spacing this out. So like, I haven't even touched this one yet. Well, that's a lie. I had a sip a minute ago. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I've kind of gone off topic now again. I'm really bad at this. You could argue this is like a symptom to itself, just kind of like losing track of what you're doing. I'm trying to keep these videos as real as possible, and I know that's really bloody awkward. So if you're this awkward, you're probably autistic. I'm only joking. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe I'm just a bit special. If you know what I mean. The way I would put it is I'm definitely neurodiverse. I've always known I've been dyslexic, Although never officially diagnosed, but I was in the process of getting officially diagnosed before I moved. I literally moved at the worst time ever when they were about to do a referral for that, and the person was saying, "Oh, you definitely score on the, or what do you call it, dyslexia thing." And I've always struggled with like writing, but in fact I couldn't read and write properly until I was about 17, which was sadly after I left school. Hence why when I was at school, my teacher used to think I was lazy, wasn't interested. Yet I was good at maths. I actually scored the second highest in my whole year in my maths exam. But get this, this was my mock exam. So, according to my teacher at the time when I did my maths exam, I scored the second highest. I think this was in my like fourth year. There's like 5 years in high school, or secondary school, I think we call it here. So I was in my year 10, I think it's called as well. There's so many variations. Either way, the point is I scored the second highest in the entire school that year. So like the year above us, plus me, in the mock exams. However, and I have to throw in the I do throw these however's in. It's like, yeah, ears, I have a but. However, I like however's. They just sound better than buts. Although I do like buts. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to sing a song here. And I kind of go like off the topic all the time. So I'm really terrible at making videos. Anyway, the point is, I scored really high, and when it came to doing the actual exam, because of whatever reason, I don't know whether it's my dyslexia or whatever, stress, anxiety, or whatever, I must have either timed stuff, calculated things wrong, because I ended up coming out with an E. I mean, not even an A, B, C, or D, but an E. Like, literally, couldn't have failed it more if I tried. In fact, I failed pretty much all my exams. Not gonna lie, I just did terrible in school. I was rubbish at English because I never knew what I was doing. I was getting bullied all the time. So I had constantly worries about being bullied. And my idea of dealing with bullying was just to use humour, which I figured out worked. I mean, towards the end of the year, the school years, I fought back and didn't let people bully me anymore. I actually got suspended for fighting multiple times for like defending myself. Because I did better than these people. I was the one to get suspended because they ended up being more hurt than me. So, yeah. But anyway, let's not go down that road. That's kind of in the past, trying to move away from that. But yeah, this video is already like 7 minutes long, and we haven't even got off the first kind of thing. So yeah, so symptoms about having to do things certain ways. Anyway, routine. So I was saying about basically how I do and I don't. So for instance, I struggle to sleep at night. Not all nights, of course, but like I don't have a set routine is what I mean. So some nights I'll go to bed 3 in the morning. Some nights I'll go to bed 9 o'clock at night. Some I'll go 2 o'clock during the daytime, and you get the idea. I don't have a routine. So when it comes to that sort of routine, I don't have a routine. However, I do have certain things I have to do within the day. So I'm playing a game called Elder Scrolls Online. I don't even play this game, might I add. Like, I do play it, but I don't play it. Now that might think, well, what do you mean you do and you don't? There's the things called writs. So like these are things that you do, like daily tasks. With your character, you'll go and pick up some woodwork stuff, some blacksmithing, some clothing, enchanting. You get the idea, and alchemy and things like that. And you'll do these little quests. They take literally a few seconds, with add-ons at least. So on the PC you've got add-ons. Not that we're going to go into that. It just makes everything a lot faster. So you just walk up to something, it kind of crafts them automatically. And then once you've done that, you hand them in. Now I've got 20 chars, so that's 20 times, say, 3 minutes to do each. Say each char takes 3 minutes, then it's roughly like 3 minutes times 20. So I can't quite work that off the top of my head because my brain's just thinking. I guess it's like 10 is 30, so an hour, you would think. I think it takes just slightly longer than an hour either way. So yeah, because obviously interruptions, people talking to you and stuff. So usually takes me about an hour and a half every day to do these things. And I do them because I feel like, well, I like making money in a computer game. Whenever I join a game, I get the obsession of always needing to make money. So I wish I could do that in real life, because if I actually put these skills to real life, maybe I would actually be rich by now. But for whatever reason, I'm just drawn to making money in computer games. I've done it in every game I've joined. If there's a way to make money, I'll make it. And I don't mean real money. I mean like in-game character money, where you can buy all the stuff. But if people sell items that are normally real money, which you can buy gifts and stuff, then I guess I can fund my own game with any item that's on sale as long as it's giftable. So I can self-sustain without spending real money in real life, and I guess make a lot of in-game stuff like that and get a lot of stuff that you would normally pay real money for. But I don't obviously sell stuff outside of that. I don't know why I'm rambling. I'm kind of going off topic. The point is I log in every day to do these writs. And once I've done these writs, then I can do the next thing, which is like, well, the first thing I do is get up. I always make a coffee or a tea. Then I'll do my writs. Whilst I'm doing my writs, I'll watch TV shows. Things that I've downloaded, or things that are just like on YouTube or whatever, like a favourite YouTube channel or whatever. I'll just watch stuff on that whilst doing these writs. So I kind of don't even know I'm doing these writs. It's kind of like a more of an autopilot thing. And then I'll do that, but I have to do it. If I miss this, if I miss ever not doing my writs, it makes me sad. It makes me feel anxious. It makes me feel like I've done something that I haven't done. So I guess there's like a compulsion to do them. And I've been doing this for years now. The same game for about 5-6 years. And if it's not that game, it's some other game. I'm always doing whatever there is to do with that game, and I have to do it every day. Like, just like clockwork. If I don't have time to do it because I've got to be out first thing in the morning to go to an appointment, for instance, then I'll do it as soon as I get back from the appointment. It's like I say, I don't have a set routine per se, but it's within the routine. They have to be done. It's stuff that has to be done that day. If only I could put that towards housework, because sometimes I don't do my housework. Sometimes I do if I'm feeling good. But I also suffer with a thing called F&D at the moment, which makes housework not so easy. Sometimes I'm in a lot of pain, which could be fibromyalgia, which is also linked to F&D. Not linked directly, but they tend to go hand in hand. So sometimes it's not so easy for me to do these type of stuff. So where one day I can walk, I can be working out and beating up on a punch bag, for instance, because I enjoy the exercise. I'm trying to lose weight. I've actually lost 5 stone, which I'm still obviously large, but at least I've lost some weight. I've got a long way to go, but I'm getting there. So I'm quite proud of that. But I mean, yeah, this video is getting longer and longer, but yeah. At this point, I'm going to only answer a couple of these questions. I mean, they were never questions, were they? No one actually asked me these things. But yeah. So, you're going to just have to get used to me rambling. I don't know, this is what I do. Maybe, like I say, if I just chill out a bit, then that might make it easier. But, yeah. So, like I say, I have set things I have to do. I'll go off and do all these set things. And yeah, I'll play computer games if I'm not doing that. I'll speak to my friends online. I don't really technically have an active life, if you will. Like, I don't really do much. Does that make sense? My life is just kind of existing, kind of just doing autopilot stuff. And I wish there was more I could do. If that makes any sense. Anyway, I'm going to put this on a pause because I need to think of more questions, and I feel like if I pause it, then I can maybe think of something else. Again, these are not questions. I don't know why I keep saying questions. But yeah, we'll figure it out anyway. Alright, so I'm back. So another thing that I struggle with is people's intentions. I used to think I was really good at knowing what people's intentions was. Now, I did do a thing for many years ago when I was at college. I did try going to college, but again, I got bullied in college again. Not physically bullied, but mentally bullied in the sense of, although I did at one point nearly get physically bullied, but that's a different story. I won't go into that today. But I would struggle with sitting around classrooms. People wouldn't want to sit next to me. Maybe I was just a weird one. There was to give you an example, I actually got bullied and people made a play about me. So I went out to try and make friends with someone. I made friends with this guy who I thought was like really, really nice. I travelled over to his house, and he lived quite a bit away aside to get like many buses, like a few buses. This was back when I was living in England. So I travelled up to his house, stayed over. I thought the night went well. We had a drink and stuff. It went good. We were planning to go out around a few pubs and stuff, and he was going to introduce me to some of his friends. Sorry, the cat's just trying to grab something. Let me show you the cat. It wants to be held, of course. So this is Noodles. When I say hello to the camera, Noodles. No, he doesn't want to be held. I'm not going to force him. He's not in the mood to be held. But anyway, so yeah. So he took me out to go and meet some of his friends. And when we were out going to meet his friends, we kind of bought some drinks. I don't know why we were drinking on the street. I guess we were quite young though. It was kind of what you did back then. I think I was only like 17, 18 back then. I'm pretty sure I was like 17. So we were kind of like just drinking on the corner of the street. And I noticed this fly was just buzzing around me. And I was like, oh God, get away. Trying to shoo this fly out of the way. And the fly wouldn't shoo for whatever reason. So I kind of like made a fist. And I clocked this little fly. And this fly went, and it hit the floor. And I was like, oh my God. I was dead excited because I was partly drunk at this point, might I add. I was like, oh my God, I just knocked out a fly. Did you see that? I just knocked out a fly. And he just started laughing. He's like, you're stupid. I mean, I said, no, I'm serious. Look at it. It's on the floor. And I pointed to where the fly was. I said, look, it's totally unconscious. I mean, it was probably dead, but that's a whole different story. To me, it was unconscious. I mean, it might have been dead, might have been unconscious. It's not really relevant. So anyway, I'm thinking my friendship with this guy is going really well. I think he's really cool. Everything's going well and stuff like that. I go back to college the next day and everyone's laughing at me. And he's told everyone about this whole fly story, about how I knocked out a fly. Well, see, as I'm telling it now, I just don't give a shit. I'm at the point where, like, who cares? It's a fly. I mean, it's a story. I don't care. I'm not going to be embarrassed of who I was. If people can't accept me for who I am, well, you know what? Screw you. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, life's short. You get one chance in life, and as much as these videos are really difficult, at least I'm trying. So, I went back to college anyway, and I was getting bullied. People were laughing, mocking me, and the next thing I know, they made a whole play about this kid that knocked out a fly and how excited they was. So basically, they were doing it to humiliate me, and I felt so like I had no friends. I tried to make other friends, and no one wanted to know me because now I was the kid that knocked out the fly. At least I was the kid that knocked out a fly rather than the fly knocked me out. So I suppose there is that. Silver linings, I guess. For what it's worth, that there is that saying, oh, they would never hurt a fly. I guess I would hurt a fly. So there is that. But yeah. So that was a story I wasn't even going to be telling today, but apparently that just came into my head. So, yeah, it's a bit strange. Anyway, I'm going to pause it here and see if I can think of anything else, because this is really awkward. I'm going to probably do this over many parts. I really need to be more organised. I feel like I'm not organised enough, and I feel like that's half the problem. I lack organisation skills. I get a lot of anxiety. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. The thing is, as much as it doesn't appear, I'm actually quite intelligent. Like, you think, what, really, you're intelligent? Yeah, I am, oddly enough. I'm actually quite smart. However, my being smart and having a high IQ, because I did an IQ test many years ago. I haven't tested since, but I can't see why it would change too much. I'm guessing that they changed a little over time. But essentially, I scored just below, well, not to blow your own trumpet. Not that, I don't even think there's in the maths, but just below genius. So I think genius is something like 147 or something like that, or 143 or something. I think I scored like 137. Anyway, the point is I can't remember what it was, what the numbers were, because it was so long ago. This was like when I was like, I don't know, 25, 26 or something. And I was like a few points off that. So I was quite happy with the results. However, being smart academically like by IQ means nothing if you don't have any. I suck at ambition. I suck at like basically life skills. I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video. I have mentioned it in other videos, but I haven't worked since I was like 17. I've done like charity work, and like that's only lasted like a week because of anxiety and stuff. And I've done maybe like tried to get to do a temporary job. When I was with my ex-partner, she used to work, so that was kind of one of the things. I was like at home all the time when she'd be working. I came across as like I wasn't doing anything, but I would be looking after the kids. She'd be looking after the well, working, I guess. So yeah, it's just one of them situations. It wasn't the perfect life. It wasn't the life that I would have chose for myself, but it was the life that I came across and the life that I'm here now, and I can't really change that. Hence, one of the reasons why I want to get diagnosed myself, because I feel like it will help me and maybe put me in the right direction, so that maybe one day I can find that's something that I want to do. I mean, there's a few things I've always wanted to do. I love photography. Um, I like art. I feel like I would be good at, what do you call it? Marketing, like stuff like that. All these type of things I feel like I'm quite smart at. However, being smart at these things and getting into these type of jobs, or knowing where to go, are two different things. So it's not so straightforward. And people say, oh well, if you think you're smart, just go and do it. You'd know what to do. It's not so simple as that. I don't think like an atypical person. I don't. It's not so easy just going out the door and just getting a job. There's a lot more to it than that. So yeah, life can be tough. Life can be certainly tough. And obviously, I got bullied a lot throughout my life, and like mainly through my childhood, but also a little bit into my adulthood. So yeah, I guess I stand out like a sore thumb sometimes. I mean, I'm probably not doing myself any favours with the cat ears, but you know what? I'm at a point now where it's like, I want to embrace the real me, and the real me is just, well, me. Um, I'm probably just going to leave this as part two at this point, because I feel like we've already got far enough. And I suppose I'll make part three, maybe part four, part five, once I can actually think of more questions. Because I feel like I've come here completely unprepared. But I kind of wanted to do something tonight because I was feeling in the mood for it. I had that one drink about 3 hours ago. I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll do some recording tonight. I'm feeling up to it. And I kind of have to pick nights where I'm actually feeling in the mood to do it, because it takes a lot trying to do this. It's not so just simple as coming on here and talking. I make this look easy. Trust me. If you're feeling how I'm feeling on the inside, this is not easy. This is super, super hard. I've talked to my friends about making these public. If you're seeing this now, it's because I made it public. If you're not, well, I guess it's because you're on my friends list. So yeah, it's definitely a struggle, and making eye contact has still been a struggle with making a video. I keep seeing my little cow in the background. I get distracted. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that if I can't, like, I'm kind of hoping that, I don't know what I'm trying to, what am I hoping? I want to help people. If there's one thing I've always wanted to do in life, it's help people. I don't know what it is. I am full of empathy. That's another thing. I can cover that actually. Before I go, I'll cover that. I feel things intensely. So where people feel things slightly, everything I feel is intense. If it's sadness, I feel intense sadness. If it's happiness, I feel intense happiness. For a while, they thought I might have been bipolar. I'm not. I'm not bipolar. I never got actually diagnosed with bipolar. I was getting treated for it for a while, symptoms and stuff. Turns out, I mean, I'm more likely to be borderline personality disorder, if anything. However, now I'm leaning more towards the autism, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that I'm feeling, my up moods are very manic and my down moods are very, well, depressive. So it can seem very uppity downy. Uppity downy? Is that even a word? Well, I suppose it's several words. But yeah, I do tend to go on tangents a lot. So if you're around me, I just talk a lot. So I apologise for that if I seem the one that's always talking. So this is where I seem confident. People don't understand that I'm not confident. There's obviously ADHD in my family, there's dyslexia in my family, and autism in my family. If I had to guess, I probably collected all three. It's like a bonus deal here. I mean, to give you an example of why I think I might have ADHD, one, the rapid talking all the time and talking over people. I know that can probably be related to autism, but I think it's more leaning to ADHD. Another thing is, when I was in school, I used to jump over tabletops, make a fool of myself to try and get people to look my way, because I wanted to not be bullied. I wanted people to like me. And I realised quickly that humour was a way to get people to like me. Whereas one day I could jump over tables, the next day I'd be timid in the corner, hiding away, scared, nervous, thinking, oh my god, I'm going to get battered after school because these idiots want to hurt me. Where the next day I'd be like coming in and just jumping over the table, making a fool of myself, crashing over chairs, and the people that would normally bully me were laughing, and it kind of made me feel good that they were laughing, because at least if they're laughing at me, they're not punching me. And it sounds terrible, but that's just how life was for me. And I soon learned that humour was a great defence mechanism. So now when I'm in an awkward situation, I'll use humour. I haven't used humour much in these videos. I mean, because I'm trying to be serious, I suppose. As much as this is not exactly serious, but it's as serious as it can get for me, I suppose. I'm not the greatest at this. So yeah, I feel things really intensely. If I meet someone new, I can quite happily get feelings towards them, fall in love really fast, and if I connect with that person, I connect with them on a deeper level. I can't explain it. It's like, if you think about if you're in love with your partner and you love them, and you think, oh my god, I love them so much, they've done this for me. Imagine that, but a million times more. It can be a little overbearing at times, and I feel like sometimes I can be a bit much, which makes me worry about, am I being too forward? Am I upsetting people? I'm constantly worrying about how I am around people, because I don't know how to act around people, because all I know in life is how I think society wants me to act. So I act in a certain way. I mimic what I see other people, because I watched this. I mean, I was always using humour way before I watched Friends. But when I watched the Friends series from the beginning, the more I watched it, the more I realised, oh, I'm just like Chandler. He's really funny. He's just like me. And the more I watched him, the more I picked up his humour, the way he talked, the way he moved. You start to mimic these people, and that's another thing as well, is I don't want to mimic people, but I started to mimic people. So the more I'm around someone, the more I tend to become sort of similar to them. Not because I want to become that person, but because I feel like that's how he's supposed to act. I'm kind of drawn to how they're acting or how they're being, rather than trying to find my authentic self, which I don't know who that is yet. I'm still trying to work that out. And I'm 44, and I'm still working that out. So if you're younger than me, which you probably are, or if you're older, that's fine too. But I mean, if you're watching this video and you're thinking you may be autistic yourself, if I can get to 44 and stay alive, then there's hope for you. So there is that. But hopefully you'll be able to get diagnosed a lot sooner. I haven't actually been diagnosed yet, but I'm hoping within the next few years that'll be something that will happen. I'm saying years because the NHS is overstretched, and I just don't have the finances, to go private. I would love to go private and get this all over with. That would be so much easier. Just to be validated and to know that I'm not going crazy would be more than enough to make this whole thing worth it. To know that I haven't just wasted all these years thinking I'm just crazy, and now there's a reason to it. Well, I am crazy no matter what. That just goes without saying. I'm always going to be a bit me. But yeah. I hope my videos help people. They probably not. They probably just think she's a bit nuts, and they flick through and go on to the next video. And if that's the case, fair enough. But if I help just one person, if you're watching this and I inspire you in any way to be your authentic self, whether it's for whatever reason, I don't know. I mean, my friend says I inspire her. I don't know why, but if I do, that's great. I'm not going to argue with that, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate her, and she knows who she is. But yeah. If you can be yourself, always be yourself. If you have to be someone else, then be a cat, because cats are awesome. Speaking of cats, my cat Noodles is this way now. I don't want to turn my camera because it's probably on, but you know what? I'll try and turn my camera. See if I can get him in the shot. And there he is there. See? And there's a movement on the end there. Yep. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here because I think I've done it. It's big enough. I think it's like nearly half an hour again over like just me rambling. So I apologise for rambling. Anyway, look out for part 3, I guess, and hopefully I'll have it a lot more better organised. Take care all.